Runnin' with the Devil, a rock and roll adventure. Part 14. About 10 seconds went by, and just like that movie Field of Dreams with Kevin Costner. You know, that old baseball movie. Anyway, Derek, Corey, Steven, and Ricky all walked out of the trees, into the clearing, about 10 seconds after each other, shielding their eyes with their right hands, and dropping them as soon as they entered the clearing, looking around. Once everyone was there, Derek asked Corey angrily, "Dude, what the fuck happened to you? Dude, what the fuck happened to you?" Corey asked in response. "What the fuck happened to all of you? I walked in the trees and you all fucking disappeared." "What the fuck?" Ricky yelled. "I didn't fucking disappear, you did, you all did," Steven yelled back. "What the fuck was that red light, that fucking growling, and those lights in the treetops? Where did the fucking rain go, and the fucking fog?" Derek yelled hysterically. "And why was it so fucking dark in those fucking trees? This is some fucked up shit, man. Guys, calm down. Let's think about this," I said. "The same shit happened to all of us. There must be a reason." "I don't give a fuck about a reason. I want to go home," Ricky said. "Dude, if I'm busting this fucking shell wide open, then you're fucking coming with me," I said to him. After that, we all stood there, in silence, not looking at each other, not speaking to each other, and just staring at the trees that we just came out of. Now, in case you're wondering how I can remember every little thing, in extremely vivid detail, and remember exactly what everyone said, I'll tell you how. I have what's called a photographic memory. I remember everything. Every little thing. I could tell you what I had for breakfast November 27th, 1972, if I thought about it long enough. Let's see. Captain Crunch cereal, with chocolate milk. Sometimes, it's a blessing, but sometimes, it really sucks. Anyway, from behind us, came the loud booming voice of Bob. "Boys, you made it, congratulations." We turned around, expecting to see Bob standing in the clearing. But, instead, he was standing in what appeared to be his office, and so were we. He no longer wore his Florida tourist outfit. He was now dressed in a blood-red three-piece suit, complete with a hat, a black tie with flames on it, and black wingtip shoes. Gone was the cigarette, replaced with a cigar. He was standing to the left of an old mahogany desk, from our point of view, that looked to be in pristine condition, with a huge black leather chair behind it. On the desk was a reading lamp, a huge stack of papers, a black rotary phone, a cup full of red ink pens, a clear glass ashtray, and a huge bottle of Jack Daniels, with a shot glass beside it. The floors were made of dark hardwood, with a huge black throw rug that read, "Hellfire Records" in red letters on it, laying in front of the desk, facing us, with 5 black leather armchairs positioned on the rug, around the desk. Facing Bob's chair. The walls were made of mahogany as well, with large pictures of hellish scenes on them. A large picture of Bob himself, wearing the same outfit as he was then, hung on the wall behind his desk. The nameplate on the picture read, "Robert Bells, 1734. 1734, I thought. What the hell? Apparently, we all had the same thought, as we quickly turned around, and started to run back through what we thought were the trees. But instead, we ran directly into the back wall of Bob's office, at full speed. We all heard Bob laughing manically behind us. "What the fuck, man?" Derek and Corey both said at the same time, as we all turned back around. They took a step toward Bob, fists clenched. "Easy boys," Bob said. "You don't want to do anything you're going to regret. Have a seat." "Fuck that. You laced that weed with some shit, put something in the beer, and the coffee. How are we in here, when we were just out there?" Derek asked in frustration. "Is this another stupid dreamscape?" I asked. "No, it is not, and I assure you, dear boy, I did nothing to those incentives. I mean, what are you so freaked out about? It's not like you haven't been here before," Bob said. "What the fuck are you talking about? Been here before? We've never been here before," Steven said. "Oh, but yes you have. I believe you were on the other side of this place, and had a very interesting conversation, with my, let's say, right-hand man," Bob said, in a cocky tone. "What?" Corey asked. "Boys, you can't really be that brain dead." "I am." "Wait a minute, I know who you are," I said, interrupting Bob. He turned to look at me. "Really?" he said devilishly. "Yeah, your last name is Bells, 1 L with a Z, your first name is Robert, but you told us to call you Bob. If you reverse the names, it becomes Bells, Bob. B-L-Z, Bob. Beelzebub. You're the devil, and we're in hell," I said. "Oh, that's impressive, aren't you the smart one? You know, after all the years that I have used that name, you are the first one to figure it out. I am impressed." So much so, that I will grant you one wish, at no cost to you. Now, what will it be? The devil asked. Nice try, I'm not that stupid, I'll reserve my wish for another time, I said confidently. Very well, he responded, as he walked behind the desk. Now, back to business. Boys, have a seat. The rest of the guys just stared at me, as we all walked toward the chairs and sat down. Bob taking a seat as well. Each one of our names was printed on a nameplate in front of each chair. Derek was on the far left, Stephen was next to him, on the right, I was in the middle, Corey was next to me, and Ricky was on the far right, next to Corey. First and foremost, I want to thank you all for agreeing to meet with me tonight. Now, as the sole owner of Hellfire Records, I wish to offer you a lucrative recording contract with us. The details of said contract are laid out within these documents, he said. He then handed us each a pile of papers, stapled together, from the large stack on his desk. We each took the papers without saying a word. He also placed a pile in front of himself. Now, if you would be so kind, as to write your first, middle, and last names in the space provided at the top of the page, we can begin. He then handed all of us a red ink pen from the cup on his desk. We all wrote our names on the top of the front page. Very good boys, he said. Now, unlike normal recording contracts, involving lawyers, and containing big fancy words and phrases, that only they can understand, this contract is written in layman's terms. What? Stephen asked. It means you can understand it, I said. Oh, I like you, Bob, or the devil, or whatever you want to call him, said to me. What it says, is that you agree to record 3 full-length albums, in 7 years, at Hellfire Studios, at least 10 songs each, totaling at least 42 minutes, but not more than 60. You will retain the rights to those songs, as well as the rights to the lyrics and music of said songs. All 5 of you will be credited as writers, in both aspects. You agree to participate in a 6 but not more than 8-month-long tour, of various cities and countries, that Hellfire Records has arranged for you, to promote each album to a live audience. All proceeds from each album and subsequent tours will be paid in full to the 5 of you, split equally, as well as any proceeds from royalties, merchandising, distribution, guest appearances, or any other form of income gained by services not detailed within this agreement. Hellfire Records will provide any and all accommodations, including, but not limited to, travel, shelter, studio time, food, drink, or extracurricular activity. Hellfire Records will provide any payment for hospitalization, medication, or services needed, as a result of, but not limited to, injury, overdose, any medical or physical condition that may arise, while under contract. You will receive a $10,000 signing bonus tonight, simply for signing this contract. You can read it all in full, if you want to. I'll wait, Bob, or the dev. Never mind, I'm just going to call him Bob. Okay, you'll know who I'm talking about. Anyway, Bob said. We all looked at each other. $10,000. Derek mouthed slowly. So, if this contract actually says what you say it says, then, we get all the money. You don't get anything. And you pay for everything, right? I questioned. Absolutely, Bob said. If you agree to the conditions laid out within this contract, then please print your full name, sign your full name, and date it properly, on the last page in the space provided. Dude, I'm in, Steven said. Me too, dude. We're gonna be rich, Corey stated. Yeah, man, rock and roll, Derek yelled, throwing up the horns, and howling like a wolf. Corey and Steven did the same. All 3 signed the contract in unison. Ricky and I just sat there. Bob smiled devilishly. Very good boys, Bob said, next, and looked at Ricky. I'm not too good at this sort of thing, man. I don't know, Ricky said nervously. Mikey, what do you think? I think I'm going to read this contract, in full, before I sign anything, I said. Oh, okay, I'll wait. We're gonna wait, Bob, Ricky said. I knew you were going to be the hard sell, but, as you wish, boys, take all the time you need, Bob replied. I will, I replied, but, what's in it for you? I asked. Well, hopefully, if my plan works out as expected, I will be getting something worth a lot more than money, at least to me, Bob said smiling. I said, then took the next 25 minutes, reading over the contract, as the rest of the guys just stared at me. While we wait, let me give you boys your signing bonus, Bob said, as he opened the top right drawer of his desk, and produced 3 stacks of $100 bills, and placed one in front of Corey, Steven, and Derek. There you go, boys, just like it says in the contract, $10,000, all for you. All 3 of them smiled, removed the little paper strap from the stack, split the stack in half, folded them in half, and placed them in their right and left pants pockets. "Fuck dude, I'm in," Ricky said. "I ain't waiting." "No, Ricky don't," I yelled. But it was too late. He already signed. "There you go son," Bob said, placing a stack in front of Ricky. "Pops could really use the money," Ricky said smiling, splitting the stack, and putting it in his pockets as well. I just shook my head. "And last, but not least, you, Mr. Hard Sell," Bob said sarcastically. I finished reading the contract. Everything seemed to be legit. No improper word placement, no fine print, no statements contradicting previous statements, nothing. But something just didn't seem right about the whole thing, I mean, besides the obvious. "Come on man," Steven said. "Just sign it dude," Corey said. "Bust that shell man," Derek said. Against my better judgment, I signed the contract. But instead of signing my real name, I signed it, Michael Patrick Zembler, which is very similar to my real name. I quickly closed the booklet of papers and tossed them to Bob. He didn't even look at any of the signatures. "And there you go, $10,000 for you," Bob said smiling. After Bob signed each contract, he gently placed all of the contracts in the top left drawer of his desk. I split the money, and put it in my pockets as well. I didn't really need it, for reasons I stated before, but I was sure that someone could. "Anyway, now, on to the studio," Bob announced. "Hold up, dude. It's been a really jacked up fucking day, we're all exhausted. We need to get some sleep," Derek said. Bob then stood up quickly, and slammed both fists down hard on the desk, and yelled loudly, "Do not fuck with me, little boy." We all leaned back in our chairs, clutching the armrests tightly, as Bob continued to yell, "I know all about the deal you made with my associate. You don't need to sleep. Neither do you. Or you, pointing at Corey, Steven, and Ricky. "The only one that needs to sleep is him," pointing at me, "and he doesn't have to. If he doesn't want to. Now get your asses up and follow me, before you really piss me off." We all got up quickly, and stood behind Bob in the far right corner of his office. Bob then snapped his fingers. Immediately, upon doing so, a wall panel opened up, revealing a long dark hallway, illuminated by flames from torches. "Follow me, boys," Bob said, in his happy friendly tone. We did. The entire hallway was made of dark gray stone, the floor and the ceiling as well, kind of like the stones that were used to build medieval castles. We walked, and walked, and walked some more, passing several elevator doors, with only down buttons, on the left and right side of the hallway. The last elevator on the right, only had an up button, which was odd. Finally, after about an hour, we reached a large wooden door. Bob pushed open the door, revealing a state-of-the-art modern professional recording studio, complete with a huge control board, with some extremely skinny guy sitting in a rolling chair in front of it. Another stack of papers on the side of the control board, various recording equipment that I had never seen before, and a brown leather couch sitting against the far wall. In front of the control board was the recording room. A large glass window sat on the wall, between it and the studio room. Surprising to all of us, in the recording room, sat all of our gear, neatly placed within the room. Steven's drum kit, Derek's 3 bass guitars, Ricky's 2 guitars, and my 1 guitar. There was also what looked to be a brand new, top-of-the-line condenser microphone, 3 littler microphones, and a headset microphone, hanging off Steven's drum kit, a keyboard, and 2 acoustic guitars, that were not ours, in there as well. The back wall was lined with Marshall stacks, that were not ours either. Various wires laid on the floor. "That's our gear," Derek said. "How the fuck did you?" "Never mind that," Bob said sternly. "This is Edgar," he announced, putting his right hand on Edgar's left shoulder. "He'll be your producer, and engineer as well." Edgar then stood up. He was short, about 5'0", extremely skinny, even skinnier than Derek. He wore black dress pants, with black dress shoes, a white button-up shirt, that he had buttoned all the way up to his neck, with a gray pocket protector in the pocket of his shirt, with one of those 4-in-1 pens in it, and no tie. He wore the same kind of glasses that I did, except his had blue tape wrapped around the middle of his frames, holding them together. He looked like the guy that played the Lewis character in the movie, Revenge of the Nerds. I loved that movie. Yeah, nerds rule. "Anyway, hey, guys," Edgar said, in a high-pitched nasal tone, while waving his right hand, open-palmed, at us. He quickly took off his glasses with his right hand, and sneezed directly into his left hand, and wiped it on his pants. Which was absolutely disgusting. Anyway, before he put his glasses back on, I saw his eyes blink, except, they did not blink up and down, like yours and mine do. No, they blinked side to side, like an alligator's. "What the fuck," I said to myself. With his glasses now on, he clapped his hands and rubbed them together. "Okay, let's get started," he said.